When you look at the sofa, you see your cat sleeping. A little later, it is sleeping on the windowsill. At night, it curls up on the bed, as if it has done nothing all day except sleep. And that is when many people think the same thing. This cat is so lazy. But the truth is very different. An average cat can sleep for 12 to 16 hours a day. Some cats even sleep close to 20 hours in 24 hours. That sounds lazy at first. But if you only look at the number of hours, you will miss the most important point. Cats do not sleep a lot because they are useless, slow, or do not like to move. Cats sleep a lot because their bodies were made to live like hunters. That is the part many people misunderstand. A cat's body was not built to stay active all day like a human body. It was built to watch, wait, save energy, and then burst into action in very short but very strong moments. Sleep is not a sign of laziness. Sleep is part of their survival system. And when you understand that, the way you see cats will start to change. The cat lying still in a patch of sunlight is not wasting time. It is doing exactly what millions of years of evolution taught its body to do. It is recovering, saving energy, and living by the natural rhythm of its species. If your cat can also sleep almost all day, comment sleepy cat, because you are definitely not the only person who has looked at your cat and wondered, why does it sleep so much? 1. Cats do not sleep a lot because they are lazy. They sleep a lot because their bodies were built like hunters. The first thing you need to understand is that cats do not see the world the way humans do. You may think a good day is a day full of activity, moving around, getting many things done, and always staying busy. But for a cat, a good day is a day that uses energy in a very smart way. That is why so many people look at cats and understand them the wrong way. You see your cat lying still for hours. You call its name and it only opens its eyes a little. You walk past again and again, and it stays curled up as if it does not care about anything. On the outside, that really does look like laziness. But inside that body is a completely different biological design. Cats were not made to run for a long time, work all day, or stay active from morning to night. Cats were made to wait for the right moment. In nature, cats are ambush hunters. They do not chase prey over long distances like wild dogs or wolves. They do not burn energy all day by running after something. Instead, they watch for a long time, keep their bodies low, move very quietly, stay silent, and then make one very fast attack in just a few seconds. That kind of movement is the key. A cat's pounce may look short, but it can use a lot of energy. The muscles must tighten hard. The heart must speed up. The nerves must react very fast. The eyes, ears, legs, back, and tail must all work together almost at once. This is not long, steady exercise. It is a short but powerful burst. So sleep is not the opposite of a cat's hunting instinct. Sleep is part of that instinct. To put it simply, cats rest a lot so that when the moment comes, they can react very fast. Their bodies work like a system that always wants to keep energy ready. No waste, no useless effort, no running around just to prove they are hardworking. In a cat's world, wasting energy for no reason is the foolish thing. That is why a cat can lie still for hours and still jump up the second it hears a food bag, sees a bird outside the window, or notices a tiny sound in the corner of the house. It is not really off. It is just in a very smart energy-saving mode. Another very common misunderstanding is that many people call cats nocturnal animals. That may sound right, because almost every cat owner has seen a cat suddenly become full of energy early in the morning or race around the house in the evening. But to be more exact, cats are most active at twilight, which means dawn and dusk. This is a very important detail. In nature, many of the small animals that cats hunt are also most active when the light is low. So over millions of years of evolution, cats developed to be most alert, fast, and ready to hunt at those 2 times of day. In the middle of the day or the middle of the night, when hunting is less effective, resting is often the smarter choice. So if your cat sleeps a lot during the day and then becomes more active when the sky is just getting dark or just getting light, that is not strange behavior. It is the old body rhythm of a hunter that is still alive inside a house cat. There is another interesting point that many people do not notice. Cats are obligate carnivores. That means the way their bodies get energy is different from many other animals. Plant-eating animals must spend a lot of time chewing, finding food, eating, and then chewing even more. Their lives are built around almost constant feeding. Cats are different. The lifestyle of a meat eater is short activity, eating when there is a chance, and then resting to recover. That does not make cats lazier. It only shows that their bodies were optimized in a different way. So the thing you are calling lazy is often survival intelligence that has been written into a cat's body for a very long time, long before it lived in your home, lay on your sofa, and slept in the sunlight by your window. But what is even more interesting is this. Even when cats are asleep, they do not sleep in a completely deep and careless way like many people think. And their sleep cycle is exactly what shows that a cat who sleeps a lot is not a passive cat at all. 2. A cat's sleep cycle shows that it does not sleep in a passive way. One of the biggest reasons people misunderstand cats is that we judge a cat's sleep by human standards. You think of sleep as one long block of time, usually happening at night. You go to bed, sleep deeply for many hours, and then wake up to start a new day. But cats do not live that way. Cats sleep in a completely different way. Instead of one long, continuous sleep, cats usually sleep in many short periods spread across the day and night. This is called polyphasic sleep. That is why it feels like you always see your cat sleeping. You see it sleeping in the morning. You see it sleeping at noon. You walk by in the afternoon, and it is still sleeping. But the truth is that throughout the day, a cat keeps moving back and forth between resting, lightly waking up, watching, and then going back to sleep again. That is not the lifestyle of a lazy animal. That is the lifestyle of an animal that keeps its body flexible and ready. Most of a cat's sleep is light sleep. At this stage, the cat looks like it is sleeping very peacefully, but its alert system is still working at a high level. You can see this clearly if you have ever watched a cat curled up asleep while its ears still turn a little toward sounds. Just a strange footstep, a door opening, a bird outside the window, or the soft crinkle of a food bag can make it jump up almost right away. That moment tells you a lot. It shows that a cat does not fully let go when it sleeps. Its body is resting, but its radar is still on. Its survival instinct is still there. Cats cannot stay fully unaware for too long, because the body of a hunter is always programmed to react fast when needed. That is why a cat dozing on a chair can look soft and peaceful, but 1 second later it can spring up as if it was never asleep at all. If you have ever seen your cat sleeping while its ears still twitch a little, or wake up right away at the sound of a snack bag opening, comment 6. But cats do not only have light sleep. They also have deep sleep. This is the stage when the body recovers more strongly and the brain processes the information it collected while awake. This stage is usually much shorter than light sleep. Instead of lasting a long time, it comes in short periods. During this time, you may see a cat's whiskers twitch, its paws move a little, its tail shakes softly, or its eyelids make tiny movements. These are signs that the cat may be dreaming. This detail is very important, because it shows that a cat's sleep is not just lying still to pass the time. Sleep is when the body repairs itself, the brain organizes memories, and the nervous system regains balance. In other words, when a cat sleeps, many important things are still happening inside. But there is one thing many cat owners miss. Sleeping a lot does not always mean sleeping well. A healthy cat that feels safe usually sleeps with its body more relaxed. Its posture looks soft. Its breathing is steady. It does not startle for no reason very often. When it wakes up, it stretches, changes position, or quickly returns to a normal alert state. On the other hand, a cat that is stressed, in pain, or uncomfortable may still lie in one place for a long time, but that sleep is not deep and not truly restorative. It may sleep lightly, wake easily, keep changing places, or never fully relax. So if you want to understand your cat's sleep, do not just look at the number of hours. Look at the quality too. Look at the way it lies down, the way it reacts, and the way it wakes up. Because in cats, sleep does not only show how tired they are. It also shows how safe they feel, how alert they still are, and what is happening inside both the body and the brain. And that is also why the next question becomes very important. Why do some cats sleep 12 hours, some 16 hours, some almost all day, while others stay awake much more? 3. Many things can change a cat's sleeping habits, and most of them are completely normal. Even though cats have a natural biological reason to sleep a lot, not every cat sleeps in the same way. Some sleep deeply and regularly. Some take short naps many times a day. Some sleep longer as they get older. And some changes come from the home they live in with you. The important thing is this: sleeping more is not always a bad sign. Many times, it simply means that a cat is reacting in a natural way to its age, its environment, the temperature, and even your daily routine. The first factor is age. Kittens usually sleep a lot, sometimes almost all day. When people see them sleeping deeply after just a few minutes of running around, they often think it is only because they are tired. But the deeper truth is that while kittens sleep, their bodies are growing very fast. Their brains process what they have just learned. Their muscles grow bigger. Their nerve connections become stronger. Growth hormones are also more active. So sleep in kittens is not empty time. It is the time when the body is building itself. At the other end of life, older cats also often sleep more. But the reason is different. At this stage, their bodies slow down. Their energy is not as strong as before. Their metabolism becomes slower. Sometimes their joints become stiffer, and moving is no longer as easy as it was when they were young. It is still more sleep, but in kittens it is about growth. In older cats, it can be a sign of aging. The second factor is the feeling of safety. A street cat cannot sleep the way a house cat sleeps. It must always watch for sounds, strange smells, other animals, the weather, food, and sudden danger. A cat living indoors, however, can often sleep more deeply and for longer because it does not have to fight for survival all the time. This does not mean the cat has become weaker. In fact, it is often a sign that the cat trusts the environment enough to relax its body. Sometimes, a cat sleeping for a long time on the sofa is not being lazy. It is sleeping that way because, in its world, this place feels safe enough to let its guard down. Temperature also affects sleep a lot. You may have seen your cat lying in the sun, curling up on a blanket, or taking over a warm laptop. That is not only because it feels nice. A cat's body likes warmth. Heat from outside helps it keep a steady body temperature without using too much of its own energy. For a cat, a warm place is not just a comfortable place. It is also a place that saves energy. And finally, cats that live with humans often learn the human schedule too. They may adjust their sleeping and waking times to match when you come home, when you feed them, or when the house becomes more active. In other words, cats do not sleep only by the instincts of their species. They also sleep by the rhythm of the life around them. But even though most of these changes are normal, there is still one very important line to notice. When is a cat simply resting in a natural way, and when does sleep start becoming a warning sign about its health? 4. When is a cat sleeping normally, and when is sleep saying something is wrong? A healthy cat can sleep for 12 to 18 hours a day and still be completely normal. So just seeing a cat sleep a lot is not enough to say there is a problem. What matters more is this: when the cat wakes up, does it still act like itself? Normal sleep usually comes with very familiar signs. The cat still wakes up to use the litter box. It still stretches. It still changes sleeping spots comfortably. It still reacts to familiar sounds. It still shows interest when it is time to eat, or becomes more alert at dawn and dusk. In other words, a cat may sleep a lot, but between those naps, it still keeps its normal daily rhythm. But if a cat suddenly starts sleeping much more than before, is very hard to wake up, seems weak, reacts less, loses interest in food, or starts hiding, then it is no longer just sleepy. When sleep comes together with clear tiredness, the body may be trying to tell you that something inside is wrong. Something many people miss is that sleeping too much is not the only thing to worry about. Some cats, especially older cats, do not sleep peacefully. They keep changing position, lie down and then stand up again, walk around in an uneasy way, or seem unable to find any place that feels truly comfortable. Changes like these may be linked to pain, arthritis, or a long-term illness that makes it hard for the body to relax. So do not only ask how many hours your cat sleeps. Ask how your cat sleeps, how it wakes up, how it eats, and whether it still keeps its usual reactions. If you have ever noticed a change in your cat's health just from the way it sleeps, comment 8. And if your cat is sleeping too much while also refusing food, losing weight, getting weaker, hiding, or sleeping badly for a long time, you should take it to a vet. Sometimes a cat's body cannot speak with words. It quietly changes its sleep pattern to let you know that something is wrong. Conclusion: cats do not sleep a lot because they are lazy. They sleep a lot because they are cats. Behind a cat curled up in peaceful sleep is a very long history of evolution. Its body was built to save energy, recover quickly, stay alert, and burst into action only when it is truly needed. So the thing that looks most like laziness to human eyes is often one of the smartest survival strategies in the cat world. When you understand that, you will stop seeing a cat sleep as a meaningless habit. You will start to see it as a kind of language. A language that tells you about hunting instinct, feelings of safety, age, living environment, and sometimes even changing health. Understanding how cats sleep does not just help you misunderstand them less. It also helps you care for them better, respect their natural rhythm more, and notice sooner when their body may be trying to send a small signal. Because sometimes, loving a cat the right way begins with stopping the habit of judging it by human standards.